years ago, Andrew Demetriou crushed Tasmania's dream of having its own footy team. Now, the former AFL chief executive is watching on as the state closes in on its goal.
I think a 19th licence in Tasmania for this competition would be fantastic.
But he says anyone who believes the state can drop the controversial stadium and keep the team is playing a dangerous game.
People who think that the AFL is going to weaken and somehow compromise on this non-negotiable are mistaken.
The Tasmanian Planning Commission's scathing report has recommended the government ditch the $1.13 billion stadium planned for Hobart's waterfront. But that hasn't dampened the spirits of those in charge of making the stadium and the Devils a reality.
No real surprises. I mean, what is positive is that there's no reason why it can't be built and built safely in that place.
We can prove that it can be delivered.
The TPC's main concerns with the stadium were its size, its impact on heritage, and that it overestimated the benefits compared to costs.
Importantly, those things are all matters of opinion and choice, which is why it's really important that the next step for this is to go through the Parliament.
It also claimed the proponent's cost estimate was optimistic and warned the state would need to go into more than $1 billion of debt or raise taxes to fund its construction. The Premier has already ruled out the latter.
The Premier now has to tell the Tasmanian people who ultimately carry this debt how he plans for it to be paid for.
The state government maintains it'll cap spending at $375 million, with the rest to be funded by borrowings. It'll be up to the Parliament to decide whether this is acceptable.
Just because it's a difficult decision, it doesn't mean we have to find reasons to say no.
We'll be working really hard if Labor doesn't see the light to persuade the majority of the upper house to do the right thing.
The government will spend the next month or so consulting on the stadium order and the conditions attached to it. They'll have to get them right because once they're introduced to Parliament, there'll be no amending them. The government's expecting that'll be sometime in November. Lucy MacDonald, ABC News.